on? So I got a little bit of time. So I thought I'd do a quick stream. So, I got about 20, 30 minutes to spare. But give me about a couple of minutes before we get started. So let me get everything together. So give me about 2 minutes. All right. So, as I was saying before, I just want to give props to Devin Haney, and I want to give props to Errol Spence for what they said about Ryan Garcia. It's amazing how people quickly forget and want not to be reminded of what happened with Ryan Garcia. First of all, Ryan Garcia popularity, his newfound popularity came via of him cheating versus Devin Haney. Because keep in mind, before he fought Devin Haney, nobody came to Ryan Garcia's fight in Houston when he fought at the Toyota Center. From what I heard, there was less than like 5,000 people at that fight. So if the fight sold out versus Devin Haney in Brooklyn, it was because of Devin Haney. Devin Haney has proven that he has drawing power. Okay. Devin Haney sold 16,000 tickets versus Regis Prograis. He sold 14,000 versus Lomachenko. He sold another 15,000 his second fight with George Kambosos Jr. And then he sold like 40,000 at the Marble Arena versus George Kambosos. So Devin Haney has proven that he can sell tickets. And I saw people putting videos up talking about, well, Tank outsells Devin Haney and all that kind of stuff. That's really unnecessary. But at the same time, since you want to go that route, I'm going to go that route. Like I said, Ryan Garcia, his last fight before Devin Haney in Houston, only 5,000 people came to see him. Ryan Garcia was not selling out arenas. Ryan Garcia couldn't even get 10,000 people to come see him fight when he was headlining fights. So stop the cap. Hey, dude, you finna get blocked. Quit playing on my stream, dude. Matter of fact, I am gonna block you. Since you wanted some attention, I'm gonna give you some attention with your stupid ass. So, oh, and by the way, your mother's a bitch. Anybody else? So, yeah, I said it. You say ignorant stuff, I'm gonna say ignorant stuff. Yeah, that was ignorant, but I can stoop to your level from all aspects. I really can. So, who's next? But nevertheless, as I was saying, so Errol Spence said basically in a tweet, he says that people forgot that this dude quit versus Tank Davis, which he'll quit again if they fight, but he probably may get put to sleep. And then, like Devin Haney says, had Devin Haney tested positive for PEDs, they would be calling for his head. But then again, you have a bunch of these coon fighters, these sellout Uncle Tom Sambo fighters that want to sit up here and just turn a blind eye because they scared to call Ryan Garcia out because they want to act like we just in racial harmony and stuff. And we really not. Funny thing is, the only people that then called Ryan Garcia out, a lot of people have just ignored this thing. Funny, the people that have actually called Ryan Garcia a cheater, in which he is Conor McGregor and Caleb Plant, and shout out to Ishay Smith. But a lot of these people have chose not to either talk about it or just, play stupid. I don't do hypothetics, and I also don't do the don't rock the boat thing. This is why I say I don't answer to nobody. This is why I say I operate on my own. My opinions are my opinions. Just last year, everybody praising Ryan Garcia, everybody making fun of Devin Haney, making memes. Well, here's a meme of Ryan Garcia taking a knee like Colin Kaepernick, quitting. He quit. Keep in mind, Devin Haney kept getting up. He was hurt, but he kept getting up. Errol Spence went out on his shield. He was badly hurt by Terrence Crawford, but he went out on his shield. He didn't quit. He took his ass whooping like a man. But Ryan Garcia took a knee like the coward that he is, just like the coward he is for not being a man and just admitting that he took PEDs. He quit like a coward. He didn't want to make the 10 count. He ain't no warrior. He a quitter. So I'm just putting that out there. And I'm glad that Errol Spence and Devin Haney has put that out there, because let's just talk about the dynamics of this. All these people sit up here, think we supposed to forget what happened. How Ryan Garcia just last year quit. And then he pops dirty for steroids and people hollering about, oh, well, the amount that he had. When, like I said, if you ain't got no medical license, shut the fuck up. If you ain't no doctor or no scientist, shut up. Okay? Just shut up and stop making excuses. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to make this very clear. If you okay with somebody cheating, I don't want to be cool with you. I don't want you on my channel. I don't need your subscription. I don't need your subscription. I don't need your view. And I'll say this once again. If the shoe was on the other foot, if Devin Haney had popped dirty versus Ryan Garcia, I would have a problem with it. Because at the end of the day, fighters put their life on the line every time they step into the squared circle, for whether it's 4 rounds or 12 rounds. Their life is on the line. And all it takes is for one punch for them not to be here or to have permanent damage. And when you got somebody that take full advantage and basically bypass the rules to win a fight, and then you got these gutless bitch ass people on here trying to make excuses for this dude cheating and trying to turn a blind eye, it just goes to show you how crooked boxing is as a sport and as a business. They only have vitriol and smoke for a certain type of people. All I've seen so far the past month is a bunch of excuses. Excuse after excuse after excuse made. Ryan Garcia has been caught in lie after lie pertaining to how he popped dirty, but nobody has the guts to speak because they want to protect him. I don't care about how popular he is. He ain't that damn popular because okay, what was his viewer numbers? What was his pay-per-view numbers? Okay, he did good numbers versus Tank, but what was he doing afterwards? His so-called fans gave up on him when he fought in Houston. Nobody came to that fight. Nobody came to that fight. Nobody paid for that fight. Then all of a sudden he fights Devin Haney, even though a lot of people didn't believe he was going to win that fight. Then all of a sudden he wins that fight. Then all of a sudden he has this newfound popularity, and we know why that is. Then when it turns out that he's dirty, then all of a sudden people want to play these games. You know, now all of a sudden people think that I'm supposed to let up. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. I'm not letting up. Ryan Garcia cheated. He's been disrespectful throughout the camp, post-fight, making songs. You making songs, talk about you smoking on a Haney pack, but your bitch ass had to cheat to win. That's just the bottom line. And then a lot of these fighters out here is turning a blind eye, which means either two things is happening. Either they're coons or they're cowards. I'll add one more thing. Or random drug tests and fighters popping dirty is more rapid than what we're being told. And I think some of these fighters know this is going on, but they're scared to open up Pandora's box. And I'm just keeping it real. Like I said, I'm just different from everybody else, and I'm glad that I am. This dude, Ryan Garcia, for some reason getting treated like he the victim. Imagine, I mean, but this is the world we live in. You have people that are like mass murderers and serial killers, and they go to jail, and then they get fan base. They get people sending them letters and stuff. Jeffrey Dahmer did horrendous things to people, but yet he was getting sent money. He was getting sent letters. Like what? This is a dude that took the lives of people, not and disfigured them, dismembered them, and ate them. But this is the world we live in now, where people celebrate people, you know what I'm saying, doing dastardly deeds. Ryan Garcia is being treated like he's some kind of hero, or people are sympathizing with him when he is the one that did something he wasn't supposed to do. And then you got everybody attacking Devin Haney, saying that he should just move on. No, he shouldn't move on. And he should continue to fight this. Fuck these people. And that's just real talk. The people that's sitting up here defending Ryan Garcia, making excuses for him, saying, you know, trying to say that he won fair and square. That man didn't win fair and square. He cheated. He cheated Devin Haney. He cheated the sport of boxing. And you got a lot of these dudes that's out here that's okay with that. I mean, for real. He walking around in public showing his face like like it's the thing to do. But it's cool because, like I said before, eventually it's gonna happen. I can't wait till a black fighter test positive for PEDs and he beats the hell out of a non-black fighter or a Mexican fighter. Now just keep that same energy. If this dude get put in the hospital and he in a coma, just keep that same energy. I guarantee you they gonna come on my channel. I don't want it to happen, but deep down inside, because I'm not a cruel person, but eventually it is gonna happen. But just make sure y'all have the same energy when that happens. Don't come on my channel talking about ain't you gonna make it. Nah, I don't do requests. So when it happens, make sure you keep the same energy. Make sure you keep those same sentiments. Oh well, so what, he tested positive. That doesn't mean, make sure you have that same mentality. And any of these black fighters come after this black fighter who eventually gonna test positive for PED, it's gonna be on and popping. Make sure y'all keep the same energy. I don't want to hear people saying, well, cheating is wrong and he should be punished and all that kind of stuff, because I'm jarting all this down. I'm taking names, I'm taking notes, because eventually it is going to happen. So just remember, since y'all don't want to call Ryan Garcia out, don't come to my channel calling for justice. Don't come on my channel asking me to do videos condemning, because at the end of the day, y'all don't want me to speak on Ryan Garcia. Y'all get mad at me for basically presenting news to y'all and presenting facts to y'all about Ryan Garcia tested dirty. And then I seen that people were sitting up kissing Tank's ass. Okay, great performance. But I would have asked Tank about why is he caping for Ryan Garcia so much? How did he know Ryan Garcia didn't test positive? Because I would have asked him the tough questions. But I would have made that room real uncomfortable. While people were sitting up there praising Tank for a great performance versus Frank Martin. Okay, fine. Frank Martin, fine. But I would have made the, you know what I'm saying? It would have got a little tight up in there. People who was wearing ties, if they was wearing ties, would have been loosening them up a little bit. Because you have to ask those type of questions. Okay, you're entertaining the thought of Ryan Garcia rematch. Okay, why? Why are you so buddy with Ryan Garcia? No, I'm just saying. When it happens, I don't want to hear nobody. Complaining. I don't want to hear nobody saying that they should be banned. Since everybody giving Ryan Garcia a pass, I'm gonna do the same, or I'm not gonna speak on it. Because at the end of the day, people only come on here, these channels like mine, when I'm attacking people that look like me. I guarantee you, when it happens, you gonna see every video you gonna see people that don't even usually talk boxing talking about, oh, this should happen to this dude. He should be. I promise you. And there's people listening. They ain't gonna have the guts to come in the comment section because they know I'm telling the truth, or they'll come in the comment section after I end this live stream. But so when it happens, and it's gonna happen, I don't want to hear anything. Do not come on my channel, because some facts need to be put out about Ryan Garcia. He quit. He went full-fledged Colin Kaepernick versus Tank Davis. And to be honest with you, it's just disappointing. I think Tank is being a coward himself. But at the end of the day, maybe he want to fight Ryan Garcia with no testing. Maybe that's the goal, to fight Ryan Garcia with no drug testing. Because we know Ryan Garcia wants to be able to fight without any drug testing. He's on record saying that. And that's another thing. How can you sit up there and support a guy who said he wanted to start a league where you don't have to do random testing? And people gonna say he was being condescending. No, he was serious. He meant it. So all this is out there about Ryan Garcia, but yet you got people protecting this dude, protecting this fucking coward. At the end of the day, I know I cover boxing. I know I'm out in the field, but now it's to the point to where I'm putting that to the side. I'm just being truthful. I don't like what I'm seeing. I'm disappointed in these coward black boxers. I'm disappointed in this coward media that's protecting Ryan Garcia, and I'm disappointed in these coward content creators, not media, content creators who won't tell the truth because they want to keep getting subscribers and they want people to watch their lousy ass fucking videos only for them to lie. That's the difference between me and a lot of these other dudes on here. Hey, all right, let me block this dude. Let me block this dude right here. What's up, Toby? What's up, Toby, my guy? Let me, hold on. Toby, I'm finna give you a wrench. Let me block a couple of people. Okay, you gone. And Wild Chief, your mama is your mama is a whore. And by the way, Wild Chief, your mama came up, Wolf Chief, your mama came up short on the stroll. So the bitch was $20 short. Okay. Real talk. Oh yeah, and your sister came up short too. So, tell them to get back to work. All right. Now who else want to say something smart? I can get real disrespectful. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? So I told you I could stoop to that level. Now who else want to say something smart? Come on, I double dare you. Bring it. Bring it. Come on. Anybody else got something smart to say? I'm with it. I told y'all I'm different from these other media people. I can take it to the gutter. For real. I really can. I really can. But here's the thing though, that I have to remind you trolls of. Every time you come on here and you say something stupid, I'll make money. So I win either way before I block your silly ass. But like I said before, Ryan Garcia is a complete fraud. He's a complete fraud. He's a fake Christian. This is a dude that says he's a Christian, keep talking about Jesus, but then he turns around, he disrespects people's wives. He disrespected Caleb Plant, talked about he's with Caleb Plant's wife. At the end of the day, people want to have this lawless behavior, like they have the free will to do whatever they want and say whatever they want to say without no consequences or repercussions. And then people try to shame you for putting people in their place. People try to shame you and make it look like you out of line for basically letting people know you just can't say and do what you want to do. Like I said, people are ass backwards here. And people think ass backwards. Hey, don't ask me no questions. Okay? Don't ask me no questions. Just shut up and listen. Okay. This isn't Oprah Winfrey where you take questions from the audience. This isn't a talk show. So shut up. So, but anyway, like I said before, I'm just enjoying this because, like I said before, I'm having fun due to the fact that a lot of people thought that we were supposed to move on from this. And like I said before, I think it's gonna be people's greatest fear, especially the Ryan Garcia fans, when that W is taken off Ryan Garcia's record, because the W is coming off. The fight is gonna be ruled. The fight is gonna be ruled a no contest or a disqualification, and Ryan Garcia is gonna be suspended. And Mauricio Solobon is making himself look stupid, and he's making himself look like he's showing preferential treatment for Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is suspending. Alexander Povetkin allegedly popped dirty for Osterine. We know Amir Khan popped dirty for Osterine and was suspended. Amir Khan still is Amir Khan hasn't fought in 2 years. Lucian Bute ended up getting disqualified, and they declared Badu Jack the winner. So now all of a sudden we supposed to overlook Ryan Garcia having a controlled substance, a controlled banned substance, and then no telling what else was in Ryan Garcia's system. He used the IV he wasn't supposed to have. This dude then broke rule after rule. He didn't make weight. Okay. He's on video talking about and inquiring about steroid use. He's mentioned that he wanted to start his own boxing league where you basically can use whatever type of performance enhancing drugs you want. Yeah, he said he was going to slap Eddie Hearn, and he didn't do nothing but ask to take a picture. I've been around Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is 6'5". Eddie Hearn could be a 2 guard or a point guard in the NBA. I don't know if Eddie Hearn could play hoop, but Eddie Hearn is a legitimate 6'5". Chris Mannix is like 6'3". So I mean, so I'm just saying. Nah, Caleb Plant, he couldn't get to Ryan Garcia, but we know if he could have, he would have slapped Ryan Garcia. Because when he threw the bottle at him, basically, I guess some Ryan Garcia, some people that was with Ryan Garcia kind of tried to rough Caleb Plant up. And then I seen a little bit of chaos there. But, at the end of the day, just him walking around and parading around because he got a lot of his delusional fans hypnotized and you know what I'm saying, and dumbfounded and believing his lies. Oh, I don't know how I don't know how it got in my system. Then he said it was the devil. Then he said it was Victor Conti. Then he said it was Team Haney. Then he said that Jesus told him that he was gonna put PE. I mean, this dude has just made a mockery out of this thing. He's just made a mockery out of this thing, and I just don't see how people can respect this dude. And I'm glad that you got people I'm glad that you got people that's standing on business that's basically calling this out with Ryan Garcia. I'm just different from the other media. I really am. I'm just different from the other media. So, and to be honest with you, I like it that way. But this is why the PBC don't invite me to their events. This is why they don't like for me to come to their events. Here go the thing. When Lomachenko lost to Devin Haney, I was the only one that asked him and just said, hey, why didn't you get started a little more sooner, and you would have bettered your chances possibly of winning this fight? Lomachenko himself told me that's a good question. Now, keep in mind, I asked Devin Haney the question after he defeated Regis Prograis about what was going on with Tank. Even though Fight Hype, like basically made it look like I was one of their reporters and basically used my question and made it their own footage, which I should have came after Fight Hype. I should have flagged it. Because I think that particular video got like 80,000 views. Probably now it's like up to 100 based off a question that I asked and they answered. And Fight Hype took credit for my work. But Ben, if you ever do that shit again, you ever do that shit again, Ben, I'm gonna flag your shit and I'm gonna get you demonetized. So just letting it be known. And the only reason why I didn't flag Fight Hype for taking credit for my work is because of Sean. Even though Sean is on his own now, Sean Vattel, Sean is on his own. And Sean's my friend. So, me and Sean are friends. Sean is a good dude. And that's the only reason why I didn't go after Fight Hype. Because of Sean. Because Sean, when I got started, Sean looked out for me. So, he helped me. So, at the end of the day, that's why I told Sean, if Sean gets somebody to, cover fights on his behalf, I'll return the favor. But no, I'm just saying. I'll just say it. But I'm about asking the tough questions. I'm about asking the real questions. And the thing is very difficult. And I know you guys see these other boxing channels, some people that are credentialed media members, some that are not. It's just very tough because a lot of these promotional companies, a lot of these fighters, a lot of these managers, a lot of these boxers, they're very, I'll just say, I don't like to use that word sensitive, but I guess that's the only word you can use. They're very sensitive and emotional. And they, you know what I'm saying? They kind of get mad if you ask them a tough question. And one thing that I do when I cover these fights, I don't try to disrespect these dudes. I'm not going to disrespect these dudes, but at the same time, I am going to ask them a tough question if I feel a tough question need to be asked. And it ain't because I'm trying to show out the other media members, but sometimes you got to do things different. You got to say or speak or ask the question that's on your mind, that's running through your mind. Because how many times can you ask somebody like, well, what's next for you, or break down the fight, that kind of stuff in a press conference. Sometimes you got to think outside the box, and that's what I'll try to do. So it's just tough. And me being myself, I'm passionate about the sport. I love boxing, but I don't like what comes with it. And then based off the fact that, I got inside of the sport to where I've learned more of how the business works and what a dirty business it is. It kind of makes you have sometimes, to a certain degree, like a lot of disdain and disgust because you see what's going on. And like I said before, it bothers me that some of these other media people don't ask the tough questions. But as I said before, I do understand that this is their bread and butter. I have to understand that some of these dudes, this is how they pay their bills. So I can't demand that they do things different, but I do have the right to say that I don't like it. Me, myself, this isn't my bread and butter. I do this for fun. And then I like to travel and go to all these different spots and cover these fights. But as of late, I decided to be more regional, more local. You know, I'm not really gonna be traveling to the East Coast to cover fights because that's what I got. That's what I got MIGs for. You know, I mean, it got to be a fight out of this world for me to like fly cross country. So, in all likelihood, if you see me at an actual fight, it's more than likely gonna be more more regional than national. But I'm just saying I do like what I do, but I just don't like what come with it. And just seeing how these media people have basically shied away. Then you have some people protecting Ryan Garcia because they have some kind of agenda. And like I said, a lot of these dudes out here, these fake content creators, they're doing it for the views. We all know if you are anti-black, and that's just the bottom line. If you are anti-black, period, no matter what the subject matter is, that's a quick way to gain subscribers because there are a lot of racists and a lot of coons out here. Why you think the people that are pro Caitlin Clark, anti Angel Reese are getting all these views and stuff for basically defending Caitlin Clark? My thing is with Caitlin Clark, I'm not going to ride for Caitlin Clark. It's no way that I'm going to pick a white woman over a black woman in Angel Reese because Angel Reese is bringing just as much attention and notoriety as Caitlin Clark. So I have to go the opposite direction. And I'm not selling black women out just to get views. And to have racists coming on my channel sitting up saying they like my channel because I'm tearing down black people. Can't do it, won't do it, ain't gonna do it. And I think that goes on in boxing too. You got people actually tearing down Devin Haney because basically Devin Haney is doing what he's supposed to do. If he feels like he was cheated, which he has every right to feel like he was cheated, and he's contesting the loss, he has every right. So yeah, we know if this happened to Canelo and Canelo was contesting it, nobody would have a problem. But it's because Devin Haney, and they just wanted to see Devin Haney lose at all costs. It's always a good day for racists in sports, and particularly in boxing, when a black fighter loses, especially if he loses to a non-black fighter. Bars. So, well, I don't think that fight is gonna happen in the near future. Because one, at the end of the day, we got to see how Devin look in his next fight. Even though Devin Haney wasn't stopped in his last fight, he was badly hurt. So we got to see how Devin Haney reacts getting back in the ring. We got to see how does Devin Haney react the first time he gets nailed with a punch. So even though I'm not gonna lie to you, I have my reservations about Sandor Martin because I didn't see Sandor Martin fight. That dude is a very crafty fighter. Ask Teofimo Lopez. Because a lot of people thought that he beat Teofimo Lopez. I thought he beat Teofimo Lopez. So Devin Haney gonna have his hands full. But from my knowledge, they are supposed to begin negotiations this week. So they've been ordered to do a purse bid. Devin Haney operates on his own. He's not tied to a promotional company, but he could bring Matchroom in. He could bring Matchroom in a co-promotional deal. You know. and Sandor Martin signed with Top Rank. So if Devin Haney, let's just say if Top Rank outbids either Matchroom or Devin Haney, then Top Rank will get the fight. They'll be the lead promoter in this fight because Sandor Martin signed with Top Rank. So, and I am dead serious. We're gonna have to see how Devin looks in his next fight. We really gonna have to see. But the Sandor Martin fight is supposed to begin negotiations this week. Probably starting tomorrow. So we may know something by tomorrow. Well, once again, Ryan Garcia made no attempt to make weight. It doesn't matter whether they agreed to pay a fine. It's due to the fact that he had no intentions. Now, like I said before, depending on what type of lawyer you're dealing with or what are the circumstances, if you admitted that you had no intention, where you tried to make weight and you end up not making weight, you can look at breach of contract. I checked into it. So Ryan is looking at a lot of different scenarios coming his way. And like I said before, he can't prove how that shit got in his system other than he put it in there. Like, how many times you got to get caught in a lie? And then I said this before, amino acid, from my knowledge, my research, you guys can look it up. Amino acid been FDA approved since the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. So how would all of a sudden Ryan Garcia get the one contaminated? I don't know whether it came in pill form or jar form. How would he get the one? Just like when he was saying Neutral Bio had some contamination for ostarine, and then the CEO himself said that Ryan Garcia was lying, and they tested all. And that's the thing. And people have ignored this. They really haven't came on my channel because really they have nowhere to go now. They have nowhere to go. And Ryan Garcia was lying from the gate. His lawyers were lying from the gate. They were just stalling and buying time. Well, as I said before, I know Tank says he wants to fight all those guys, but if Tank does decide to fight those guys, it'll be on the back end. Because as I said before, Tank, he doesn't have to fight. And I'm going to say this again, and I hate to say this to you guys, but I hate to sound doom and gloom. I'll be surprised if if Shakur Stevenson is the next fight, or Devin Haney, because he doesn't have to fight them right now. You have to understand it's going to be easier in negotiations with Tank versus somebody like Isaac Cruz or El Rayo or even Ryan Garcia, because he already beat Ryan Garcia. Where Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they're champions. Shakur Stevenson is if I'm not mistaken, an Olympic medalist. Devin Haney has proved that he can sell tickets, that he could sell at least 14,000 tickets. And he's a former undisputed champion. So even though Tank will still be the A side, he won't have his way totally in negotiations. And the same thing with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson has made it very clear he's not going to just take any deal that's thrown at him. So that's another reason why those fights are not going to get made right away. The reason why he took the Frank Martin fight, well, it was obvious. He could put whatever he want to put in the contract, and Frank Martin has no, you know what I'm saying? He has no choice but to take him. So that's the difference. That's the difference. Where I think Lomachenko, once again, that'll be probably an easier fight to negotiate, because Vasily Lomachenko, whether you like it or not, for the most part, Vasily Lomachenko isn't a big draw. Lomachenko was fighting at the Hulu Theater. At capacity holds 4,000 people. Yes, he fought Devin Haney. At the MGM Grand. But mostly the people that bought the tickets was coming there for Devin Haney and coming there to see Devin Haney lose. So that was still primarily a pro anti-Devin Haney crowd. And then so Lomachenko ain't gonna have much of negotiation power versus Tank. He's gonna have to take whatever Tank gives him. And like I said, you guys, I'm just telling you how boxing works. Boxing is a business. He'll fight Lomachenko. Then he may fight the winner of El Rayo and Isaac Cruz. Then he might could also pull somebody else. Who knows? He might could pull somebody else out of his hat. He may come with somebody that we didn't think he might fight. He could fight somebody. He could turn around and fight somebody like Jack Catterall at 140. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is no sense of urgency for Tank to fight Shakur Stevenson. He already said today in pre-negotiations for the Lomachenko fight. And they talking about having that Lomachenko fight possibly on a Thursday, which for God's sake, I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't have that fight on a Thursday. So there you have it. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you. Got to get to sleep. Got to get to work in a few hours. I'm out.